The junior doctors are back out on strike. Now, the nation is very, very divided on this. Some people think they deserve a pay rise. Other people think they've got blood on their hands. Now, nobody, though, is more conflicted than the father of the co-chair of the BMA's Juniors Doctors Union, who said he's a customer of the NHS and a taxpayer and his son wants more money. He didn't realise that he was some kind of red in the bed. Well, his private schoolboy son, Robert Lawrenson, was out on the picket lines today outside St Thomas's Hospital in London, so I confronted him on several things. Firstly, the idea that with 1 million appointments and operations being cancelled, people like him are actually contributing to patient deaths. Now, he gave me the usual guff, existing waiting lists, backlogs, yada yada.
So we saw 12 million appointments being cancelled and rescheduled last year, a fraction of which were caused by strike action.
Are you comfortable adding to that, though, the death toll?
There's never a good time to strike. There's no winners in strike action. We'd much rather be at work.
Really? There's never a good time to strike. Well, striking right in the middle of the busiest period for the NHS could be seen as malicious and actually the worst time to strike. Look, I can't be the only one who's at least had thoughts that these militant unionists just want to destabilise the government even more. It's never too long, is it, before it all goes very political. It goes from a pay dispute to needing a change of government.
Unfortunately, the government in Westminster can't commit to negotiating for 3 years' time because there is no constitutional lifespan to do that. The Westminster needs to have a general election in the next...
That's what's political, isn't it? That's what you're talking about. You see, it's got political quite quickly there.
No.
General election, change of government, Labour government.
No.
The thing about Dr Lawrenson is that he talks a very good game about cash-strapped junior doctors living hand-to-mouth and struggling to deal with the cost of living crisis. But I did put it to the lad who went to a top private school, is listed reportedly as the director of an investment company that, as of August, again reportedly held £2 million worth of assets and reportedly owns a £500,000 property with no mortgage, that he might not really be feeling the pinch himself.
I lose pay from going out on strike, yes.
OK. It's just your kind of personal finances is obviously caused quite a lot of scrutiny.
I mean, everyone has different financial circumstances.
Then, of course, there's the issue of him being accused of going on holiday during the last doctor's strike. And it's important to state that Dr Lawrenson should not be accused of going on holiday during the last doctor's strike, or the one before that. And if you do...
That's slander.
That's slander. But, of course, he did take time off for a wedding during the strikes in April. Why?
No, I'm very happy to attend those life-changing events and go to friends and families moments.
Yeah, of course. Unfortunately, the doctors on strike won't be there for people's life-changing moments when they're lying in hospital beds in the coming days. They always bang on about the NHS being underfunded. It needs more funding. Taxpayers have to give it more money. But maybe some NHS strikers should be looking inwards at the way that the NHS wastes money.
Look, the NHS manages its resources, how it chooses to manage its resources. Lots of people have different opinions on how they manage it. I mean, frankly, from where I'm sitting, I don't understand how a doctor's pay can be cut by 26% when we've got those issues with the waiting lists, with A&Es, with GP appointments. And it begs the question, why are frontline staff not getting paid properly?
Yeah, that was, of course, in relation to fat cats. That's some of the worst performing NHS trusts getting paid £300,000, diversity managers, etc., getting paid 3, 4, 5 times what a junior doctor gets paid. But I wanted to say the most important element of this clip until last, actually. If a pay rise is so important to retaining junior doctors in Britain, then surely the BMA Junior Doctors Union co-chair would say that if his demands were met, he would actually stay and work in our NHS.
But you could be a part of all of this now and then just leave anyway.
I hope to have a long and successful career of about 40, 50
Are you
years.
actively planning on going to Canada or Australia as it currently stands right now?
No.
But you're not ruling it out in the future?
Oh, correct. I'm not ruling it out in the future, no.
Right, so he's quite possibly off anyway, isn't he? Obviously, some people might accuse Dr Lawrenson of being the politically motivated face of a pay crisis he isn't actually affected by, who is already mentally decided to leave Britain, even if his demands are met in full. But I wouldn't accuse him of that. Why? Because...
That's slander.
Absolutely.